Hello everyone and welcome back to 2001. Well, actually it was 2003 when the PC port of Halo CE was released. This past week I had the pleasure of reliving my childhood by playing the Halo CE PC flight test before it gets added into MCC later this year. I actually got into Halo with Halo on PC, which I think is pretty cool honestly. I don't think many people can say that. There's nothing better than a rush of dopamine as I fondly remember late summer nights, playing exclusively blood gold snipers with no shields for some reason. I guess when you aren't good enough to headshot people, you have to make up your own rules. But after a handful of hours with the flight test, I can honestly say I'm excited to hop back into Blood Gulch with some old friends, and pretend that I didn't want to die when waking up for work this morning. My only hope is that the launch goes smoothly. There were some issues that I had hopping into the flight for the first time. Being the console pleb that I am, I started with a controller, just to find out that I literally could not zoom in with the pistol or sniper. Apparently there was a problem with uncapped frame rates not allowing you to zoom in for some reason. This was mildly infuriating, but I switched to keyboard and mouse and actually had a lot of fun no-scoping with the sniper. Luckily, they fixed this issue pretty quickly, and I was able to enjoy some long-range sniper gameplay. Honestly, this was the only real negative I had when playing through the flight test, and it was solved really quick within the first day or two. Well, there was that one game where I got absolutely emasculated by Ogre 1. Other than that, my gameplay experience was incredible. The game felt so smooth to me, running at 200 to 300 frames per second. Obviously, you would expect such an old game to run well since the graphics are so outdated, but I didn't seem to have any of the visual jankiness and feel that I had on Halo Reach when playing with keyboard and mouse. It felt buttery smooth. And by far the greatest and most important part about this flight test is that you don't need to excessively lead your shots off host. Any Halo CE PC vets out there will tell you how dreadful it was to play off host back in the day. I don't know if it was the netcode or just latency, but for some reason if you weren't the host, you would have to lead your shots an entire dick length in front of your opponent. Well, for some of us anyways. I never really thought this would make it back into Halo CE on its MCC PC debut, especially since it wasn't in the Xbox version, which actually uses the PC port instead of the original Xbox version. CE on Xbox had its own plethora of problems, but luckily this wasn't one of them. Regardless, it's nice to see that we won't have to deal with that this time around. All in all, it seems like Halo CE is in a pretty good spot and should be close to launch, at least in my opinion. I'm sure hardcore CE fans can point out some more detailed imperfections with its current state, and that's what the flight tests are for. But I'm just hoping now that CE can release in a more complete state than its Halo Reach counterpart did back in December. I really think the Halo franchise would benefit from Halo CE releasing with more than just the game with one ranked playlist and the ability to add it to your social queue. I would really love to see Halo CE come with a full custom games browser and modding tools so the community can recreate the magic that was Halo Custom Edition and all the wacky maps and game types the community built out of that. At the end of the day, I don't expect Halo CE to be the game that starts a Halo renaissance and brings the franchise back into the likes of the most popular games in the world. I'm just hoping that this is the next step in introducing a new audience to the games that so many players fell in love with all those years ago.